Howdy ho, good neighbors. What's going on? Long time no see. I am back. I know I was just on a little while ago with John Dexter's Alpha Dogs, which you got to go back and pledge and get him funded. I hope you do. But now we have our gears shifted to something just as exciting, but in a different way. We have a really cool Kickstarter that's going to launch live here. We've got two of the other creators with me. It is an anthology. It's Unknown Heroes Anthology, and we're going to talk about the different stories, show the art, show the trailer, and talk to the creators that are with us. Unfortunately, many of the creators could not make it tonight for various different reasons, but that's okay. You'll get to see their bios on the website, on the Kickstarter page, and you'll get to see the most important thing is how they can write and what they can create. I'm excited for this. I'm very excited for this. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce who's on the one of the books in the campaign, which is called The World of Nebulon. We have the two co-creators and co-writers here with us. We're going to go in age order. So first we have James Santana.
Hey guys.
His lovely little girl.
Hey,
I'll leave it to you if you want to say her name. That's up
yes,
to you.
that's my daughter Veronica.
Hi, Veronica. Hi. She's waving hi. And co-creator of World of Nebulon, we have Hunter. Is it Van Lierop or Lierop?
It's Van Lierop. You had it right the first time.
All right, just double checking. Don't even do it. Not now. You play Baby Shark, and I swear to God.
Oh, dude, my daughter loves that. So we sing at the house for her.
Listen, my brother introduced it to them, and he purposely messed with them. My friend, my best friend, he's like a brother from another mother, is here from Phoenix, and he bought them two toys that sing that damn thing.
Oh God!
Oh,
dude. Please.
Me and my daughter, we do it at home. Like my daughter loves that song, and I'm like,
a little later. Okay, don't. Yeah, you do that. You come back in an hour. Well, I'll be out of here, but you come back in an hour.
Like you'll be online.
Yeah. Anyway, welcome guys and gals.
Yes.
So all right, we have to be honest with you. The real creator and the real brain behind World of Nebulon is Veronica. But
yes, definitely.
Yes.
I mean, she did the lettering, the art, the writing.
Yeah, she covered the entire spectrum. She does it all.
By the way, I am not rudely ignoring you guys. I'm sharing this out in about 40 pages because we want some love here.
Yes, I just posted. I just shared it on my other thing. Yes, dude. Hey,
it's Jason.
Hey, VD, Jason, what's going on?
Where do you guys see that? I can't see that.
Switched over from private chat to comments.
You got to go from private chat to comments. You'll see all the comments.
Okay.
First time on StreamYard, boys.
Jason is one of the creators that has Tales from Neurosville, which is one of the stories in the book that we will get into and we will talk about. I hope that cream worked for your genitals. I'm kidding. Antibiotics are your friend. It's just an ongoing joke with Jason and I. Jason is the letterer of my book Tragedy.
Yes.
He he's got his own stuff and he's an awesome dude.
Yeah, we know the guy. Yeah.
No, I'm telling
we got some stuff cooking. Yeah, I know.
All right, everyone say bye. Veronica's going off to bed.
Bye.
Wave.
Bye,
nice
Veronica.
to meet you.
All right, now the real men can come out to play.
Oh boy. All right, let me know when I get here.
I know, right?
All right, so I'm still sharing this out. That's how many groups I belong to.
Oh, wow.
About 40.
Man, hustle where you gotta hustle.
You have to.
Exactly.
I'm hoping that the people that enjoy Tragedy are willing to come check out my book premiere, The Dynamics, but also to check out all of the other amazing stories that are going to be in here. Not Steven Spielberg amazing stories, but you know what I mean.
Hey, don't count us short.
Hey, don't count short.
Well, I just mean we're not taking the trademark. We don't sue us.
Yeah, we got 8. We got what? 8 stories in there?
Yes.
7.
Yeah,
Right?
7.
7?
7.
7. Hold on, let me check. Let me just double check. I have it in front of me.
It should be 7.
Yep, 7.
Remember, I put the thing together. I put the page together, so I was intently looking at all the covers and.
Well, honestly, we've been talking about this for like months, and like we still can't remember that 7 people, 7 teams.
Oh,
You know what it is?
there's so many
7 people,
creators.
but with the 2 of you, there's 8 creators.
Yes, there's 8 creators, 7 teams.
We got a lot going on.
So, all right, we're gonna pop up the preview page, or do you want to just go ahead and launch, and then we'll start talking about it?
We'll
pop up the preview page first, and then
screw it, launch.
Launch?
You have to launch. I can't launch.
Oh, true.
So there's the preview page.
You have to log in and launch. I can't launch because even though I was the admin, you're the owner of the page, silly.
Okay, I'm gonna log in right now. Okay.
I promise you, the book is much more organized.
Yeah.
Hey man.
I'm also just tweeting. I'm just tweeting at the live feed right now.
Yeah, we're just a bunch of nerds trying to make, magic. So it happens. Sometimes there's gonna be some fumbles.
And we're gonna talk about James had the idea and he approached me because he wanted some like amazing talent and a handsome, charismatic face attached to the project. So he wanted to know if I knew anybody.
I was like, hey,
and that's what you guys called me, right?
Yeah. So everybody share this out if you're watching, please. We're about to debut and show you. Let me know when you launch, my friend, because I will refresh.
Yep, give me 1 second. Sorry.
I know it's not as eventful. Sorry, guys, but we'll show. It'll be eventful in a minute.
So we're going to launch in 3, 2, 1. Oh, jeez. Wait, hold on.
Button to click.
There's another button to click. Launch project.
Kickstarter likes to tease you on that.
Yeah, I was like, I hate that. There you go. We are launched.
All right, let me refresh this bad boy. We are. What is it?
Oh, I just got my notification in my email.
So did I.
To the stream. All right, except why is it not letting me X out the window? There we go. All right, cool. So here's the dealio. Yeah, I'm getting all cool with my 50-year-old badass self. All right.
It's surrounded by young people.
So, James, tell us, why you approached me. What were you thinking, and why you approached me?
So one day I was going to work, and me and Hunter are working on a book that we can't really talk about big time, here and there, but I was like, the struggle that we had to go through to even get to where we are with our book. I was like, this is not fair. And I watched what you did with Tragedy, and I'm like, this is kind of BS. It's so much easier for artists to be like, hey, this is what I worked on. This is like, oh, I like drawing Batman. Here's a bunch of Batman, or this is kind of art I've done for other people.
Because it's a visual medium. That's right there for you. Exactly.
Yeah. But for writers, it's hard. So if you go out and you pitch to every indie book under the sun and you don't get picked up, what happens? You have to then resort to something like Kickstarter, or like some sort of like print on demand service. But then what happens is, if you don't have the fan base to back it up, how are you going to make a successful Kickstarter or a successful print on demand or a successful book?
Wow. Someone pledged $272.
Excellent. Wow. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, whoever did that.
Let's go. We didn't even play the trailer yet. You guys are excited.
I know. Thank you. I thought about a way. I was like, how can I get a bunch of people out there and get their name known, but not have them spend a ton of money or worry about, what's the next step if I don't get this, and then am I just wasting time and money and then going back to another project and do the same thing over and over again? And you're not building a fan base. You're not building a resume by doing that. But so I went to work, and I was like, it was a Tuesday, which is the worst day for me to have an idea. That's our delivery day. And I'm like,
by the way, just so you know, for context, James works at Androids Comics in Sayville, New York, out here in Long Island.
Yes.
So that's the eve of the busiest day of the week.
Yes. So I was like, I'm putting books away. Sabrina came in, like, look, give me 5 seconds. I gotta make a quick phone call. And I'm like, I gotta call Phil. If I don't call him with this idea, I'm not gonna do it later. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go on break now. Do this. So I went back. I punched out, called you, and that was the birth of Unknown Heroes. And I'm really, first of all, glad that you said yes to doing this and being kind of like a Kickstarter mentor through this entire thing. I've never done Kickstarter before. I've seen Kickstarter stuff before, but I've never done it myself. So thank you again, Phil, for the layout and everything, and kind of working with us and in that regard. Yeah. So I talked to Phil and we were like, hey, let's get a couple people together and do this. And that's kind of the birth of Unknown Heroes.
Now,
Yeah.
did you have like an idea in mind as far as who you wanted to be a part of it from the start, or did you just like,
I
or was
knew
it just spur of the
one
moment?
person. Well, I knew me and Hunter were going to do whatever, like whatever the story we were like was, at whatever iteration Unknown Heroes was going to be. I was going to work with Hunter in general.
Yeah, we're a
Right.
hybrid.
Well, you guys have been a team for a while now. You've got some
Yeah,
chemistry going
yeah.
on.
Yeah, I worked at Androids too for 3 years, so
Yeah.
And you
we've
do
been
your
working close.
podcast together.
Yeah, we have
We
the
do-
podcast
yes.
that comes out every Wednesday. Check it out.
Yeah, we're
Yes.
going to talk about that too. Aaron
Yes.
Sarge, what's going on,
Good.
bud?
Oh yeah. By the way, hey to everyone that came into the chat.
Oh yeah, John Dexter, we see you.
Yeah, and again, an hour ago, I was on with John Dexter, Alpha Dogs, live on Kickstarter now. Help
Yes.
both our campaigns be successful,
Yes.
please.
But yeah, so I knew off my top of my head, I knew me and Hunter, and then I had one other person in mind, which ended up being Blake. He writes this the correction of White Scarlet in this one. I knew that, and then the only other person I thought of was Bill, who ended up who is doing You Got Heart in this one. Bill writes movies for a living. So I was like, and me and him have talked about the transition of like, what's the difference between writing a movie and writing a comic book? And the only difference is your budget. Like,
yeah, and let me tell you, I have to say that the concept for You Got Heart is very intriguing to me. I think it's very cool, and we're gonna get into that shortly.
It's the best one. I've said
it's
it
the best
before.
book.
The best
It's
one.
the
You
best
know,
book.
honestly, I have to say, I think it is something that you haven't seen before, and it. I mean, if it's executed well, and you're gonna see it is, that's freaking cool. And he's got kind of like a Frank Quietly style of art in there to me. It feels like.
Yeah,
I don't
wow.
know, but
Yes.
you guys will see. But
So,
I didn't mean to cut you off. So
No,
go
no,
ahead.
it's okay.
I'm just
No,
tagging
no.
some people.
No, it's all good. But yeah, that was the birth of Unknown Heroes, and then I was going to ask you actually, did you know your guys that ended up coming on the book, or there was this kind of like and also a big reason for me to pick that reason why I wanted to partner with Phil was I know it's hard for people to find artists, and Phil's an art rep outside. Besides being a nurse and a dad, he's an art rep for some awesome guys that have done work for me and Hunter on another project, and for Unknown Heroes. But I was like, hey, it's for people that are like struggling out to find artists. It's good to have someone that's also in that field of like, hey, I got you. I can get you artists. I can get you letters. I can get you colorists, and you don't have to spend 18 days just trying to scour the internet for somebody to fit you, and then be
just
like,
sending tweets and sending messages.
yeah, and like, and getting nowhere.
Well, it was perfect timing for you and it was kismet because I was bouncing around the idea of launching my second title, and but I wasn't sure if I should yet. Should focus on tragedy. And when you presented this to me, it was like, all right, you know what? This is someone telling me to do this. But on top of that, yeah, artists that I represent, I know some of them had their own IPs. Hey, Bill Field, I haven't seen you in ages. I didn't know you were still alive. How the hell are you? Anyway, good to see you, buddy. So, knowing that they had their own IPs, and I already read Tales from Neurosville from Jason, I already know Rob Powers' Penguino's Revenge, and so I knew his Cataclysm would be really good, and I did see part of that. It was a no-brainer for me to say, hey, reach out and see if they were interested, as well as Rod Ramos, who's one of the artists I represent from Brazil. I know he had been working on something for a while, so yeah, it was a no-brainer for me to bring them in. Are you like Mumra the Ever Living? Anyway, so it just made sense, and then you brought in the other two gentlemen, the other two creators, and when you told me the ideas, I was like, yeah, man, this is good. This is gonna be something special, very cool. But what we need to do is show everybody what the hell we're talking about, and
Oh
then we'll
yeah,
get into
we haven't done that
details.
yet.
Because you're sitting here listening as to Jabberjaw, and you're like, well, what is it you want us to pledge? And what I'm going to ask a favor is, Hunter, if you can drop the chat in the link in the chat, or James, you could drop the link in the chat periodically throughout the show, so it's easy to find.
Oh yeah, no problem. I'm gonna copy
So
that right now.
Rob Powers is one of the creators on this book, but he also is the one who did this trailer. Very talented guy. So without further ado, here is the trailer for the Unknown Heroes Anthology. So that is Unknown Heroes Anthology.
Woohoo!
That is the trailer.
I love that trailer.
Yeah,
It gets me every time.
Yeah, he's very talented. He picks the right music that the music is what inspires the emotion, right? No matter what the visionary is, whatever the image is. And Rob is very talented. I also represent Rob, just so you know. So, and he's available for logos and trailers and trade dressing and you name it. And he does all my logos, and he's just kick ass. Anyway, so the first problem is we have one backer. Where the hell are you people? Let's go. I'm gonna go toilet paper your houses. So seriously though, so that's just samples there. I'm gonna go through the page that we did. Here's the logo by Rob Powers, of course.
Yes.
And this was a great collaboration on many parts. I mean, between coming up with the name and making the page and doing the trailer and coming up with the individual comics and just, organizing everything. It's been a great collaboration so far. You can read what it's about in general, but it's basically just like James said. It's hard for writers to showcase their ability because, unlike an artist, we could just slap it up on a post and at least you see it, and you can decide that's good, that's not good, who is this guy or woman, and whatever. But with a writer, you can't do that because you have to entice the person to actually want to take the moment to read. And sadly, in this day and age, people have short attention spans. So how do you get people to read? Well, James had figured, let's do this anthology. Let's show off what our writing abilities are. And people then can pursue the individual creators, if not all of them. Some of these stories are self-contained 10-page stories, and some are previews for full issues that will be coming out on Kickstarter. You'll see when you read them, obviously. We can always go over and tell you what's what, but you won't be disappointed at all. Now, we're going to get into all these, but give us a nice idea of what is the world of Nebulon.
I guess I'll start that one. It came out of me and Hunter growing up with Power Rangers and stuff like that. So what ended up happening was we're both fans of Tokusatsu, which is the giant monster genre. It's kaiju, it's Power Rangers, it's Ultraman, Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, Kikaider, a bunch of other stuff. It's Super Rasa films. That kind of storytelling and that kind of stuff was all nostalgic for us. And we're like, do you want to just do a giant monster like book? And we're like, yeah, let's do it. And we did like a Power Rangers flair with it. So World of Nebulon takes place in the world of Nebulon. Nebulon's our main character. This just happens to be a crossover between him and Kaiju Man. It's kind of pseudo subtitled Fender Foe. It's a classic style of a tokusatsu meeting of heroes and villain of heroes meeting, just like in any sort of crossover book you've ever read before. Are they good guys? Are they enemies? Are they allies? It's that, and it's a piece of a bigger world that me and Hunter are working on currently.
Giving him a moment to check this out and read it, so you can see what the writing is like.
Yes.
Very cool. I mean, those are genres that people are loving right now. They're actually kicking the butt of Western comics, so good on you. I mean, I grew up loving Godzilla and kaiju and monster movies and all that, so this is right up my alley. Now, this is a self-contained 10-page story.
Yeah, it's
yes and no.
Yeah. So for this purposes, it is part of World of Nebulon is a part of a bigger world that me and Hunter are currently building. But it doesn't directly spin into anything directly. It's just a cool kind of sample of the world. But kind of sort of tied into something if we make it that far in the series.
There's something larger that the story is going to be telling at some point, but right now this story specifically is self-contained. So,
yes.
Very cool. By the way, excuse me a minute. This is very important to me. Angel Manuel Lopez, who is a return tragedy cover artist, has been blessed to be a father of twins.
Oh man. Congrats,
brand new
man.
baby
Congrats.
girls. And
Congratulations
to you, Angel. God bless you and your family. You're going to be an awesome dad. I just know it by how concerned you were about being an awesome dad. That's the making of an awesome dad. So
yeah.
God bless you and your family. Congrats to them that they're healthy and they're home, and that may you enjoy so many years together, and may they have wonderful lives. So congratulations.
Congratulations, dude, and thanks for coming on and popping up, even though you just had twins. I don't know how you're not sleeping.
Yeah. Oh, he's
Oh,
not
no,
sleeping.
Oh wait, yeah.
What?
I'm sorry.
They're keeping them up.
So here's
There he
samples
is.
of World of Nebulon. Now,
Kaiju Man, there he is.
and you know, that's the thing is these. Hey, Kenny, what's going on? So we again, I say this every show, and it's true. There's a lot of stuff being put out there. There's a lot of content. Some of it is mediocre. Some of it's fantastic. Some of it you think it's fantastic, and then buy it, and then you buy it and it's mediocre or whatever. You know, Marvel, DC. Anyway, so
throwing shade.
There's nothing better than a Kickstarter that gives you a sample size of 7 different creators, and you can either say, you know, you might decide, wow, I love every one of them, and now you've got 7 new possible publishers, creators, books that you can enjoy and love. Or maybe you pick and choose. There's a couple out of there that but you know, it's like you go bin hopping in a comic store and you find, oh wow, they got this issue, very cool. Well, it's the same thing here with an anthology. You're bin hopping, man. You're bin hopping stories.
Yeah.
And we don't just give you 10-page stories. Some are self-contained and some are samples. You're getting covers inside with them. So you're technically getting cool covers that go to these issues.
Yeah. And it's great with so much. It's been great working on this project, and I it's amazing. But Phil kind of like mentored me through this entire thing. Like, and we would just call each other back and forth and text and messages and voicemails. We can never catch each other at the right time.
Well,
just kind of
we're both dads and we're both working and we're both husbands and
so building this entire page and building this entire thing was like back and forth. Like, oh, we should do this and we should do that, and I think you should do this, and you know, this works better. And it's like, this is deadlines, and it was really cool. It was really great, kind of like working with Phil through this entire thing. So a lot of props to Phil. for this and kind of showing me the ropes. And without him, this like most of this would not have happened without him.
Well, I don't know.
So
You would have had somebody do it. You brain child. You brain trusted this whole thing. So I don't take compliments well, but thank you.
um, Phil, want to do your book, man?
Sure. Okay. Hey, Spanky, Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Yoo-hoo! Sorry, they're important to this. So,
Of course.
all right. As everybody knows, I did the World of Tragedy so far, and Tragedy is it's a teen to adult book. It's got violence and stuff. It's a darker book, um, but I wanted to do something that was lighthearted, fun, and I decided to take what gave me the most joy and make it a book. Now, hey girls, oh, hang on,
It's all good.
girls. Oh my God.
What happens when we work with talent, man? That's what happens.
Yeah, the talent.
The talent.
I'm telling you. Come in, come here. All right, play that in a minute because I don't want to live. CPS will come get me. So let me show you the inspiration for this cover.
Oh my
Come here,
God.
Spanky one and
Me
Spanky.
Hunter. That's what it was.
That's
Yeah.
my oldest,
Aw.
and her name in the book. Do you remember?
My
Whiplash.
camera's frozen, but at least it's not an ugly picture.
And this one in the background here is Little Mighty.
Little Mighty.
And
Yes.
yeah, and Melanie, my oldest, came up with the name Little Mighty. Now, this is a book called The Dynamics, and it's based on my family with superpowers and their personalities, but we go by different names in the book.
Of course.
It's a family-friendly book for everyone. It's there's humor, there's family dynamics in it, there's dynamic powers in it, and it's basically just fun superhero romp, something that kind of is missing, I think, these days. It's either too serious or they're going away from superheroes.
Right.
Well, in this, we're not. And my youngest came up years ago when she was 5. She created Hulkopotamus. And I won't tell you how, but I cleverly got Hulkopotamus into the book. And it makes sense. It's not corny and stupid, but at the same time, it's fun. And Rob Powers is doing everything for the interiors. He's doing the pencils, inks, colors, and letters. And he's very expressive with his faces and his action. And I'm very grateful for him. And Hulkopotamus shows up, and this is Kaylee and Melanie going under different names in the book. She's like, time for Little Mighty to sock you. Because the thing is, that's Kaylee. That's actually what she says. She says, I'll sock you. Kaylee she's the feisty one, and Melanie is more reserved, and she studies, and she looks at you, and she studies the situation, and she thinks. But in this, Kaylee is 8 years old, and she's super strong and invulnerable, and Melanie is super fast. Hence, Little Mighty and Whiplash.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the last page of the preview, but in the comic that's coming out soon, you're going to see the matchup of the century.
Phil, I think
yeah,
I heard
dropped out.
That's fine. Phil, I heard a rumor that you have a trailer for this.
I do. I didn't know if I should play it now, but that's cool.
I think you want to show the people what they want.
All right, cool. She's playing Baby Shark. I'm gonna kill. Hippopotamus when you need him.
Exactly.
But the whole point of this too is it reminded me of a quote from Mark Twain. It is not the size of the dog in the fight, but the size of the fight in the dog.
Right.
So you can root for that. And the funny thing is, I forgot to gear up the trailer, so forgive me. So give me 1 second. We'll wait for Hunter to come back in. I am going to gear up that trailer right now. It won't take me long.
Again,
my apologies.
It's all good.
But I wanted to do a fun superhero romp, and it's a totally different take, but it takes place in the tragedy universe, and there will be tie-ins.
Which that's what I was gonna ask you if there was
Hey,
you're
sorry.
back.
My camera decided to explode, so I had to switch some stuff around, but I'm back.
I'm great. Glad. We're actually just about to watch this trailer for the dynamics.
Ooh, there's its own trailer. You sly
that's all.
dog.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a nice little, and it's only for those that are on the live stream that get to see it. So guys, this is the first time you guys publicly, besides if you follow Phil, will get to see the entirety of the dynamics trailer once Phil cues it up. But yeah, so
before we load that up, James Gasper, do you want to talk about the artist real quick?
Oh yeah, well
go back and talk about. Go ahead, do that.
Yeah. So Gasper, for our book, our story, World of Nebulon, Gasper was an artist I had been following for a long time. Actually, he's done a couple of commission pieces for myself a while back, and I like his art style. If you saw from the preview pages, it's very anime inspired. And I asked him straight up, it does. I straight up asked him, like, hey, this is kind of what we're doing, and the first response was like, this is a project I've been waiting to do forever.
I remember you telling me that. We were in like a 2-hour long conversation, talking about what we were going to do to build this, because we came up with this idea for Nebulon, like kind of just like, we like Power Rangers, sure.
Yeah.
And then you brought this Unknown Heroes thing to the plate, and me and you were just like, we're doing Nebulon here, and we're just going to, our brains just like opened up and just everything started flooding out with ideas. And like you said, you knew exactly Gasper needed to get in here. He was hyped for the idea. He's a part of this just as much as we are. And it's just crazy, the ride we've been going on with Gasper. We got CJ, my buddies Carmine, CJ Bellato doing the colors.
Yes.
We got this book, bright, colorful, and anime all up in your face.
It's been a fun like trip with this entire staff of Nebulon, the world of Nebulon. And it's cool to see kind of like it going from roughs to inks to like the dumb conversations back and forth about, hey, issue like this, or like I think my favorite part of this has been we got the roughs back for Nebulon, and it was like he just drew a frog.
Oh yeah. Because so in our story, you saw on the preview page, we have this giant frog monster. I've always been in love with giant monsters. That's why Kaiju Man is in existence. And but a giant frog just always seems so much fun. So I was like, this giant frog can't really fit too hard into the narrative we're trying to weave in like the wider world of Nebulon. But for this 10-page story, we can have a nuclear frog. That's cool. So when Gasper was sending us the roughs back, it was just like a tiny drawn frog with just a basic frog, like just Google frog meme. Like that's just exactly what it looked like. It was hilarious. I kind of liked it more than the final result. Like just imagine just a giant fight in the city, and then this little frog is like just so menacing. Yeah, it looks amazing. He did a really good job.
You know what just dawned on me though? Forgive my digression, but you guys have not had anything you've done fully printed in a book and in your hands yet.
No,
not yet. No,
this is our first.
So this might be the first thing, and that I'm going to
pop in the comic cherry, Phil.
That's no, but it's one of the greatest moments, other than getting married and having your children.
Yeah,
it's like one of the greatest freaking things. No, I mean, words cannot describe how amazing it is to hold. Your Charles W. Morgan, he has his Cold Cutter. You should really check it out. It's on Kickstarter right now. Charles is going to find out very soon as well. My internet's kind of sucking right now. Come on. Let's go. I'll get that video. So I think that's awesome. And I loved monsters since I was little. Like I said, 5 years old, Godzilla was my thing. And I was just, it's awesome. You know, and I watched old anime in the 80s, 8-man. What was it? 8-man.
So just a lot in the 80s.
Vampire Hunter D and Ninja Scroll, and I had them all on VHS. I recorded them off of cable, you know.
Of course, and that's how you could do back then.
Get it together, Phil.
Yeah, no, right, Jason, why aren't you on this?
He's probably doing some.
He's got general work.
He's a busy beaver.
But yeah, dude, like
it's the busy beaver that gave me general.
Oh man,
no, it's
terrible. We're terrible.
But yeah,
I'm talking about an all ages family book, and here I am talking this way.
Yeah, So, besides your family, what else? What else went into making the dynamics for you?
Yeah, let's get back into that as you keep pulling up
Here we
that
go.
trailer.
I got it.
Hey,
I got it.
Hey, awesome.
I got it. I'll pull it off of Facebook. All right, you ready?
Awesome.
Let's do this first.
Yeah, let's do
Trailer
it.
by Rob Powers. Where's the sound? There it is. What in the world? All right, here we go. Sorry about that. Why are you doing it that way? You're killing me, Smalls. All right, so
there
that's
it
the dynamic.
is.
So,
Rock and roll.
I had beta readers for the issues 1 and 2 scripts, and the reviews have been really good. People say it's
Sorry,
fun.
Jay's back.
They say it's fun.
I also thought about disappearing during the trailer, so that would have been funny if we were both gone.
Wow, where'd they go? That's
We were so
power.
blown away.
That's their power. So yeah, I just it's you know now, James, as a father, what
Yeah.
children are to you, and
Dude,
this explores in a good, in a fun, in a positive way, what it is to be a parent, what it is to be a family unit, what you would do, what lengths you'd go to as a parent to protect your kids and save them. But it also is about them coming up into their own. I mean, we got a 10-year-old and 8-year-old with abilities that they're asked to keep in check, right?
Yeah.
Now, you may look at it and think this is The Incredibles. It's not. It's not at all.
I was gonna say the trailer had the Disney music in the back, and I was like, "Let's go!"
Yeah, it's not The Incredibles at all.
Mhm.
The similarities are a superpowered family, and that's it. But Fantastic Four is a superpowered family as well.
Exactly.
So take it on its own merit. It's not so much what it is, but how it's written, and it's been received very well. And it's a fun story. There are going to be some cool moments in the first issue alone when Kaylee's fighting that big thing. To be honest with you, there are a few panels that Rob was like really action packed in. That my father, who's the hardest, toughest man on the planet, and believe me when I tell you that, you have no idea. He's 74 and he still bench presses 175 pounds.
Oh wow, good for him, dude.
He's 75. I'm sorry. Yeah. So he couldn't watch her fight this thing because it upset him. He's like, that's my granddaughter.
No, I get it. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And like she's 8, she can't reach that thing trying to hit it. So it's written more realistically. She doesn't just go pow and it goes to the moon. It's written.
She's punching at the knees.
Yeah, she can't reach it. It's hitting her, but she's taking the punches, and that's a metaphor for life, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like Rocky said. It's not how hard you hit. It's how hard you can get hit and still stand. And there's a lot of that in this book where it's emotional and it's deep, but at the same time it's just fun and it's funny and there's some cool. I wish I could show you the fight scenes because Rob turned them in and they're so dynamic. I mean, it's awesome.
Pun intended.
And that's where I came up with the dynamics because it was family dynamics with dynamic powers and dynamic action.
It's a good name. When James shared me what your story was, I was like, this name's gonna be crazy. And then he sends me the logo, and I'm like, this is the perfect name for this story. Like, you nail it on the head, man.
Yeah.
And again, logo by Rob Powers.
He's a legend at the logos. He did our logo too.
Yes, he did all logo also.
Yeah, I think he did most of them, right?
Yeah, he's done all of mine. So so this is where we leave off in the preview. But when you go to the Kickstarter, and it looks like tentatively issue 1 will be January.
Okay.
On Kickstarter, you're gonna see what happens when Little Mighty clashes with Hulkapotamus.
Hell yeah, man!
Nice, man.
And
nice.
The thing is, this is my family with powers with different names, but they're also involved. My my daughters helped come up with some names. There's some villains. The villains in the first two books were created by my daughter when she was 5.
That's awesome.
Oh,
So this is bringing in the greatest things of my life and
Mhm.
the things that bring me the greatest pleasure and pride put into this book. So I promise you, you've got love, you've got passion, and you've got the best parts of me in this book.
which is awesome, and you'll see it in your writing, and you see it in the trailer, the way they talk about this book.
We got 4 backers at $343. Thank you so much to all of
Thank
you.
you, guys.
We understand that it's a tough time financially.
Yes.
If you cannot back, well, first of all, you could just donate $5 or $10. If you can change this amount, it doesn't have to be $10. It could be 5. It could be 1. We would be grateful for any donations. But if that's not possible, and we totally understand, feel free to just share it out and let everybody know about it. And there are digital PDFs, and we're going to go through the rewards because the PDFs are cheaper. You're going to get for $15, almost an 80-page. It's about 80 pages by the end of it. Story. What do you have to go pee or something? What the hell is he doing? Anyway.
I don't know.
So let's because we're raving about Rob, let's go into Rob now.
Yes.
And that's Def Shogun, Rob.
Yes. Rob did our logo, your logo. He did the Unknown Heroes logo.
Yep.
It's
He
been
did my
great.
corner box too. This was great with the family picture.
Oh, that was awesome. I didn't know he did that.
Yeah, he did that. That was his idea. He's a genius. Rob was going to be on. Unfortunately, him and the family are a little under the weather, so we're sorry they couldn't make it. We hope they feel better.
Yeah.
But this is Rob's Cataclysm.
Yeah. Sorry.
Now, let's show you some pages, and then I'm going to tell you what Cataclysm is about. Now, if you guys have been following Rob, he has a good sense of humor with a good blend of action. Okay? So this is the 5th horseman of the apocalypse. There was a 5th, and his name is Cataclysm, and he's got his sidekick. So look at just like Dynamic. Whose background is that?
That's not mine.
That must be Hunter's.
It might be Hunter's.
So as you can see, just like the Dynamics, he's got these great action panels. They move. He's got great humor in this. It's a little bit of adult humor, but great fighting. You can go to the page. Now, I purposely didn't make graphics out of these pages because I want them to be big enough for you to read, because you need to know that we can write. And that's the whole point of this. So go check out the page and read the sample pages. Enjoy the art. Check it out. So to get back to Cataclysm, try to message him to take care of that.
I just did already.
All right. Cataclysm is the long-lost tale of the 5th horseman of the apocalypse travel with Cat and his loudmouth buddy, Manic, as they begin their journey to save the Earth from being overrun by Hellscape, just so they can take a vacation.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of, oh my God, what's that video game? Ratchet and Clank.
Oh, okay.
But with the Hellscape.
I never played it, but okay.
It's
very cool.
Yeah, very similar concept, but it's an alien race instead of demons.
Very cool.
But I like that. It looks
Cataclysm.
amazing.
Yeah, that's Cataclysm by Rob Powers. Now, I want you to go into this, because this is actually the story I'm most interested in.
Oh, You Got Heart?
Yes.
Okay. So, You Got Heart was written by Bill Poor. The book is about a girl named Taki, who is a medical courier. She transports, that is someone that transports body parts of people from one hospital to another.
Organs and stuff, right?
Yeah. So she gets the heart of the world's most powerful superhero, and she has to take it from one place to another. But now all his villains are hunting her down
They want
to get that heart. Yeah, it's awesome.
It's cool. Great concept. This is the creator right here. You can see his bio. But I also want to show you some of the cool stuff. So here's the cover, which is interesting. It's the road, because again, she's traveling on the road. You get the GPS, the Google Maps. You Got Heart. What's up, Baron Best?
And
we're gonna go into
That's okay.
Hey Hunter, we have a live show, bud.
what happened? Wait, what?
I don't know, but dude, you got a lot of noise going in your background there, dude. We're live.
You talking about me? I'm back now.
Yeah, but we heard your conversation.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I thought I closed the door, but I guess it was just loud. I apologize.
So this is You Got Heart, Bill Poor. To me, it has kind of a Frank Quitely feel in the art. It's not the same, but it,
Oh yeah.
I don't know. That's just to me, but it's kind of cool. And
Oh dude, it's awesome.
I think the concept is original and it's interesting. I could see it being like part of an anthology streaming show.
Yeah.
Who has an echo?
Oh, for sure.
We don't hear any echo.
No.
I hear might be me right now.
I hear my kids really loud, but that's fine. So he unfortunately didn't add the dialogue, which would have been great, but he didn't. But again, I really look forward to this. To recap and reiterate what James was saying, Taki, who is a medical courier, is currying on a bike through the city the heart of the most powerful hero in this universe. And all of his villains are after her because they want the heart as a trophy. And of
It's
course, to make
phenomenal.
sure he doesn't come back. So, and this is a guy who writes screenplays, right?
Yes, he does.
There you go. So very, very cool. Baseball announcer. Really? We don't hear it on our end.
I don't hear it anymore. Okay, we're good then. It was Hunter.
So that's You Got Heart. Now let's go into Jason VD Meadows.
Okay.
Tales from Nerosville. I want to make this clear. Jason put out 3 stories, and this is kind of like Astro City. It's like it's an anthology of different hero stories that take place in this one setting, this hero city, Nerosville. And the 3 books that I got from him were so cleverly written, and they all have a twist and an irony to them that were really, really good. Very clever, well written. I enjoyed them a lot. I was very impressed with them. And so that's why I asked him to be a part of this. So now here we go. Tommy Sokolov is the young hero known as Tangy, the intangible lad. He had just won a summer internship with the Society of Sidekicks. He couldn't be more excited to spend a summer hanging out with and learning from the planet's most famous teenage sidekicks. But when 2 supervillain teams join forces to take out the SOS once and for all, can Tommy save the day? Heck, will he even survive the first day? So this is going to be cool, watching sidekicks go off against 2 superpowered villain teams. Again, man, we're trying to give you the hero. I understand right now the saying, oh, nobody wants superhero books anymore. They want Stray Dogs and Department of Truth and all that. And those books are great.
Yeah.
But no, man, comic books is always superheroes. It's always been at the heart of it, superheroes. And damn it, we're bringing you superheroes, and you're going to love them again if you lost your love, or you're going to meet new ones that you love.
Exactly.
But you get this book.
I think with Nerosville, I look at it as like Teen Titans or like the show Titans, where you get to see different, like the younger kids take over the role of what you want,
right,
of your hero. And I think that's kind of needed. Like you don't have to do like so. Like comparing it to like something like Dark Crisis that's coming out now by Joshua Williamson. It's cool to see like legacy people step up and do the stuff that like the bigger guys couldn't do before.
Right.
And I like that teenage stuff. It's cool. It's cool to see it.
There's also the metaphor for coming of age quickly. I mean, how many of us, whether it was a job that we just started, got thrust in and it was sink or swim?
Yeah.
There's a great metaphor there for. You either rise to the occasion or you sink, and which are you? So, yeah, I love stuff like that. And like I said, Jason is a top-notch writer. The art is solid. This is definitely my universe, Teen Titans. It's fun watching them learn and come into their own, is what Jason said. Yeah, and Jason, I'm very serious. You should really reach out to Jason about the first 3 books that he has published and put out. There's physical copies. They are very well written. They're clever. They're intelligent, and I can't wait to read this one. But of course, he won't let me read it yet. Sure.
Like, why not?
Because he's probably still working on it. I mean, he's got his 10 pages, but
yeah, that's there.
So we're gonna move on to the Light Warriors, which is by Rod Ramos.
Yes.
Now I'll go show the picture in a minute, but so the Light Warriors is a bunch of different. Oh, you have 6. I'm sorry, not 3, 6 books. Yeah, okay, but no, I read. Oh yeah, I have 6. I read 3. You're right. I have to read the other 3. My apologies. Light Warriors is a fantasy action adventure story about 2 groups of superheroes who went to global war to defend justice or freedom, only to discover the truth. Everything you believed was wrong. In this 10-page story called Redemption, we introduce Light, the first of the Light Warriors. And a quote from the character is, "What I want for myself, I want for everybody else." This is a self-contained story, and Light helps enlighten people and bring them to understand the errors of their ways. And it was a good read. I'm not gonna lie, Rod is from Brazil, so I had a shit ton of edits.
It's all good
on the text, but it is a good read. That is Rod right there, and there's Jason the Vulture from Spider-Man, if you will, and there's Rod. And we are going to show you. This is the cover to Tales from Neurosville, Knuckle Supper Studios, mind you.
So many people.
And that is Light Warriors by Rod Ramos.
That's an awesome cover.
Rod did everything. He did the art, the colors, the writing, the lettering, everything.
That's amazing. There you go.
Yeah, beautiful. I mean, well, Rod is an artist that I represent as well, and he's extremely talented. So let's show you what the interiors look like. This is Tales from Neurosville. There's like a roster roll call kind of thing.
Which I like that.
I love those panels.
This is the protagonist, the intangible lad, as you can see. And it's a little exposition. And Jason's very good at exposition and character building and really throwing you off. You won't see what's coming. So it's very cool. I'm excited to read this and look forward to it. And I'm not just saying that because he'll whine and cry all night if I don't. No, I'm just kidding. Here's Light Warriors by Redemption by Rod Ramos.
That's so good.
Ooh.
That's amazing. This is a beautiful panel. Look at that right there.
Yeah, and this is all him, right?
Yeah, and look at the sky behind him. You know, I got to understand a lot about Rod reading this. Rod really has a good, innocent heart, and he wants to see the world show more love for each other, kind of like the old Coca-Cola commercial where they sing, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And it comes through in his writing and what he's, and again, here are samples for you to read so you can see that it's not just quality art, it's quality writing.
Yeah, Phil makes an appearance in that one. There he is.
What's that?
You make an appearance in Light Warriors. You're right at the end. You're the old guy.
Oh, there you go. My gray hair.
Yeah, too.
That's funny. I wonder if that was the inspiration. No, I'm just kidding. So next we're going to go to The Correction of White Scarlet.
Hunter, do you want to cover that one?
The Correction of White Scarlet? Sure.
Yes.
Blake's not here. I guess I'll cover it. So, oh man, how do I even put this? It's kind of like, well, because I'm not the guy. It's kind of like.
Well, you can read it right off the description I have there.
Oh, I mean, I could, but I can't read. I just write, you know? You know, it's kind of like Constantine meets. Ooh. Oh man, it's basically it's a lot like Constantine, but heavy noir as opposed to normally what Constantine does, kind of like Hellblazer vibes back in the day. It gives off a lot of Garth Ennis, that's the writer of Preacher. I'm sorry. So I encyclopedia of knowledge, and I'm
Hunter, back to James.
Back to James. Hey man, you kind of just threw this at me. So yeah, The Correction of White Scarlet. Blake's been a buddy for a while, friend of the show, and friend of the store, and he was trying to get into writing for a bit. He's actually going to college up in California for writing, and we approached him as like, hey, we know you're trying to break in. We're trying to break in too. Kind of let's get this going, because we want to help out the little guy because we're the little guy still.
Yeah.
So why would we not want to get more people like us out there, especially with writers? A lot of this came, like James said before, writer-based.
Yeah, so basically the Correction White Scarlet, risen from the dead without a soul, White
see how it
Scarlet
is.
follows a chain of demons posing as humans trying to condemn souls in the city. Following up on a missing persons case, White discovers a conspiracy that's been growing within the city for decades. White Scarlet must locate and return every lost soul before the demons can turn the earth into the ninth circle of hell. So based on what Hunter was saying, it's got a noir feel with a Constantine supernatural attachment to it. So that's very interesting.
So what's good about it? This is a self-contained story. This is part of, again, just like how Nebula was written. This is a part of a universe that's in, part of a bigger thing. So you get to see one of his missions in this issue.
Cool. So the Correction of White Scarlet. Who's the artist?
Oh
Hudson
my God!
Davis.
Thank you.
Yeah,
What's
Hudson
the first
Davis.
name?
Hudson.
Hudson Davis.
I always call him by his Twitter name, like the entire.
Yeah.
I was just like, I don't remember his name.
Yes. Spider.
So here we go. It's like a crime noir meets supernatural
Yes.
kind of thing. So very cool.
Like,
Again,
it's
you
funny.
can read it.
I was like looking when he sent me the art. I was like, why does he have Kirby dots?
Yeah, the Kirby dots are fun.
I was like, the Kirby dots.
Style.
Yeah, that's what it is. He's young. I know. Like, if you guys look at it and stuff, like, oh, they're both. I think Hudson is 19. Hudson's 19, and Blake, I think, is 22 now.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys had all the old people, so me and James had to get all the young people. It's the olds versus the youngs in this anthology.
So what Hunter is trying to say is he wants this to be a fractured book. He wants it to be split into. And by the way, we outnumber you.
Yeah, they do.
I know.
You realize, like, it's me and you and Blake. That's how it works. Everyone else is older than us.
Dude, we're 20% funded, 7 backers. Thank you so much.
Woo! Congratulations. Thank you. Congratulations.
I want to reiterate that there's solid writing here, and we want to show you. We want to prove it to you. And the only way you can tell me I'm wrong is buy the book. You can't tell me that we're not good writers until you buy the book and read it and decide for yourself. So I challenge you. I dare you. Prove me wrong.
Yeah.
Now, having said that, by the way, there is Blake who
That's Blake,
did
yes.
the Correction of White Scarlet.
Yeah,
we have covers by Ricardo Silva that were colored by February Ferdian. And we have covers by Rod Ramos. I'm going to show you those. These are the covers of the individual issues, stories that will be on the interior. But the cover of the actual anthology book itself, we have 2 studio covers. Look how much we got going. And then we'll go over the stretch goals. So here is the Ricardo Silva. This is all the characters mashed up. The Heroes, Unknown Heroes Anthology. This is the studio cover.
Yes. That was actually inspired by what do we do? We based it off from Capcom.
Street Fighter versus X-Men. One of those.
Street Fighter versus X-Men. That was based off Street Fighter versus X-Men.
And here is Rod Ramos, and by the way, the
cover.
likeness to my kids was just kind of scary. And then there's me with a beard, but I'm looking pretty like Gandalf Wise or Zeus kind of looking. I love it. Look at me looking like Zeus and shit. Yeah, boy. And there's the Courier Taki. Like, I got this heart. Oh, crap. So this is very cool. And there's your characters, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Oh, by the way, I looked at that when you first sent me that. I was like, Nebulon looked like he was ripped right out of a 1990s Image book.
Yeah.
Well, they're tight line artists, like 90s kind of style artists. So very cool. Yeah, I mean, we're excited. Look at this. I mean, cool designs, cool characters. You're gonna get a lot out of this book. I mean, it's 7 10-page stories is 70 pages plus the 7 covers is 77. It's gonna be 80 pages pretty much by the end of the day.
Yeah.
You can make it a virgin cover where you don't have the title if you just want the art as add-ons.
Yes.
And we have an art tier for Ricardo, and I wanted to show you some samples of what you get for his art tier. This is how Ricardo draws. He is the artist of Tragedy, my book. He's also an artist I represent, and he's a phenomenal, phenomenal talent. I mean, look at that. Look at that
That's
artwork.
amazing looking.
Look at that, and that's his inks too. You can get an original art tier from him. Look at that, Dungeons and Dragons, the cartoon. I own this. Na 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 na.
That's getting a resurgence.
This freaking cartoon is the best. I mean, look at those.
Oh, they're making toys out of them now.
Yeah, exactly.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm on that. Don't worry. I'm on that like white on rice. Look at that. Oof. So those are examples of what you get from a Ricardo Silva tier. So just let me show you real quick. For $165, and that includes the shipping from Brazil, okay? I think it includes half the shipping from Brazil. I'm sorry, I didn't want to charge you a full 30, but anyway, we're just charging, I think, 15 from Brazil. 165 gets you an 11 by 17 full figure inked with background character of your choice. If it's Wolverine or X-23 or whatever it is, or if it's a character from the book, you're gonna get it, and it's gonna be this quality. This kind of quality, guys. Where are you going to find that for only $165? You spend $400 on something like this. $400.
Only, I just want to reiterate that it's not just what you guys see here. It's what kind of whatever character you want.
Like, yeah, these are just samples to show you how good his art is.
Yeah,
these were commissions already done, which, by the way, will be in the next campaign for Legendary Illustrations art books.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that for a second?
At the end.
Okay.
Yes, we'll do the end. But thank you. We're going to plug everything, all our extra stuff towards the end, I figure. We'll do Unknown Heroes, and you guys talk about the podcast and things like that, and the store. Hunter can talk about his private bestiality ring.
What are you talking about?
Dude, whatever was going on in that background, I was like, what the hell?
I know.
I have people over because I'm a good person and I host.
But then
I had to abandon them to come here because I love you guys more.
Yes, thank you. But this was your fault.
I know, I double booked myself.
No, the book is just $40, but again, this is 80 pages. You're paying, it's going to be a nice solid thick book. This isn't stapled. This is going to be a bound book because it's a trade paperback size. It's 77 pages minimum to 80 pages, but you can get the PDF for $15.
Yeah.
And with the cover of your choice. If you with the Ricardo or the Rod, we can give you the cover of your choice in the PDF. We made it real simple. There's just the 4 tiers. We didn't want to confuse anybody. We just want to get out there, and we want to show you what we got going on.
Yeah.
And again, you also get the art of the individual covers in there, and you get some awesome stories. You can look and read the bios. Just get a little background on all of them.
Yeah.
Man, that dude is handsome. Holy cow.
Yeah, stop for a second.
You guys got Brad Pitt on this book?
Let's go.
By the way, I was a little heavier then. I lost a lot of weight. So. Look at James looking all wholesome and sweet.
Oh, that, by the way, so there's a story behind that
Hunter
picture. So
confused.
I took my most what's the word?
Cheesy?
Not cheesy, but in that vein. I chose my most, I'll say, douchey picture. I was like, this one makes me pretentious. This one makes me look pretentious, so I'll use that one, as all artists and writers do for their headshots. Pretentious.
Dude, I had such a hard time finding my headshot. That's actually
I have a couple, man, just for you. Don't worry.
I know. That's actually from a date me and my wife went on, and she took a picture of me. I think that's Outback we're at.
I'm on the New York train.
I was like, no, I'll take it, and I'll make it black and white and look fancy.
Yeah, I don't want to do the black and white. They got to see my baby blues.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, we got 7 backers. We're at 20%. Guys, I understand. Again, we're in a recession. Times are tough.
Yeah.
It's worth your money. I mean, you've spent on crap. You've spent on worse. You've spent and wasted money on silliness. You won't be disappointed in this sample size of 7 different stories.
Yeah.
And again, some of these are going to be self-contained, and some are previews of issues that are coming. Cataclysm's full issue is coming to Kickstarter very soon. Dynamics full issue is coming in January.
Yes. I guess we
We got
can.
some stuff in the works that is
Yeah.
coming sometime early next year. Let's say Q1.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is spinning out of this, but that's all we'll say for now.
Right.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, you guys got a lot of stuff coming. You just unfortunately can't talk about it right now.
2023 is going to be big for us.
A
We just
huge
can't
year for
talk
us
too
next year.
much.
I know. It's like the fun legalese of things when you sign contracts and you go, cool.
And
Like,
luckily, we didn't have to sign a contract for this one. I've been talking about this one for a while.
I know. I've been excited for this for a long time. It's been kind of like it's my first step in a different direction than what me and Hunter are currently working on, as a whole. And I'm glad that that people are supporting and listening and stuff about the book. It's kind of like, what is the best way to show? What's the best way to give people kind of what they want? And it's doing this anthology. And if you listen to Mindhunters podcast, Android's Amazing podcast, we talk about anthologies on it, and we do talk about this, and this is actually gonna be a whole episode. I can't wait.
Yeah, if all the audio downloads properly.
Of course.
Yeah.
But one of the big things is that anthologies work for independent people. Like, if you want to try a bunch of different books, this is the best thing to go with. Again, I get it for space. A trade paperback may not be the best bet for you, but that's why we offer the PDF. PDF is downloadable. It's yours. Once you get it, it's yours. You can download it to whatever tablet, your phone, your computer. It's yours.
Exactly.
There's no server issues. It's not like on a backup somewhere where we can take it down. If you feel like it's yours, do what you want with it. But we do offer the hardcover stuff. The trade paperback covers. Kind of, it's cool to see a book on a shelf. It's something that's shareable and tangible. Also, for our cover artists who bust their butt, making covers for us, it's a cool way to show off their art. But yeah, no, I think it's well worth it for you to try something a little bit different. It's cool. Again, like I said, if you are a fan of tragedy, definitely jump into the dynamics. It's the same universe. It's cool that it's all one universe. It's a different aspect of the same universe. If you're a fan of Tokusatsu, Power Rangers, all of anime, of manga, the world of Emulon is for you. If you're a fan of horror, there's like 3 books for horror fans in this anthology.
Different styles of horror too,
and that's what's cool about it. Like, if you're a fan of detective stuff, you have Correction White Scholar. If you're a fan of action-packed horror mythology lore, you have Cataclysm. You have action-packed.
Oh.
Lost
There he
of
goes. Action-packed.
Isn't it ironic though? He talks about action packed
like
and freezes.
Oh, there he is. He's coming back.
Yeah, I was like, wait, we all went down. If you're a fan of, oh my god, if you're a fan of things like the show Titans, if you're a fan of the Teen Titans show, Teen Titans book from Jeff Johns, if you're a fan of like things like Static Shock, Stargirl, the TV show, you'll like Tales from Nearsville. Light Warriors is an awesome book. It reminds me very much. It's like kind of like Injustice, but like it's not the same. If you're a fan of things like if you're a fan of really cool classic style superhero stories and storytelling, Light Warriors is right up your alley. Am I missing anybody?
You got Heart, Cataclysm, Dynamics,
Again,
Correction White Scarlet, Tales from Nearsville, Light Warriors, and World of Nebulon.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
I did it in one take, with no editing.
Action pack.
No. And that's what it is. I think the one of the best parts about doing this project, and what's been great about this project, is that you kind of get a mix of people from different backgrounds, all kind of telling their own stories. And again, when we pitched this idea to everyone, we were just like, it's a superhero story, 10 pages, go for it.
Yeah,
and
go
that's
crazy.
And there was no other kind of like bounds. We besides like things like, hey, you can't just like show boobies, like, like, but we were like, hey, go nuts and have fun with it. And we got 10 different, we got 8 different, 7 different superhero stories by 7 different creative teams with one word going, go do superheroes.
Hmm.
And that's the thing is, I'm sorry, I'm not buying this crap that nobody wants superheroes anymore. Blah, blah. No, they just want good superheroes.
They
Okay,
want
this
different
is
superheroes.
yeah, because it's they've seen it all, they've done it all, and they're regurgitating stuff, and it kind of makes you say, okay, I want something fresh, I want something new, I want to change for a while. I get that, but one, these aren't straight up superhero tales. I mean, you've got the fifth horseman of the apocalypse, first of all, the apocalypse.
Right.
You've got manga, which is kicking ass right now with the World of Nebulon with kaiju. I mean, who doesn't love Pacific Rim and Godzilla and and the Power Rangers? You're mixing all that together. So, I mean, that's not just straight up superheroes. That's something different. And Power Rangers is selling well with Boom. So,
Yes.
we're tapping into superheroes, but in a different way. Honestly, when's the last time you did see something like the Dynamics?
Right.
It's not the Incredibles, I promise you. And you're gonna love how positive and energetic and just fun this book is. And by the way, my mother in this book, her powers for a 72-year-old are pretty freaking cool. There's some cool moments, man. And then you look at and the thing about the World of Nebulon is you get this. It's a self-contained story that you can enjoy it for what it is, and then lick your chops waiting for them to come out with a series.
Yeah,
it's
a whole.
We got something cooking.
Yeah, we do. Yes, we do.
And You Got Heart. I'm sorry, that is just a clever, really cool idea.
It is.
Yeah.
It really has
When
been.
Bill came to us, he actually had a different idea first. We're not going to talk about it, but he had a different idea, and me and James are both like, "That's really good." And then he ended up doing something else. We'll talk about that later. And he ended up bringing us You Got Heart, and again, knocked it out of the park. Bill Ford. He's coming.
When you told me about the premise, I was like, "Oh, I want to see this."
He's a savage. I love Bill. Like, Bill is awesome. I love talking to Bill about stuff. Sorry, I'm looking at. Yeah, he lives in Sayville. He lives in Sayville. Yeah, he lives in Sayville.
I'd like to meet him.
Yeah,
I want him to turn tragedy into a screenplay.
You can. I'll. What I'll do is I'll send you his info.
Yeah, I'd like to meet him and see what he charges to turn into a screenplay, a professional screenplay.
Yeah, because he's awesome. He is an awesome dude. He's right here in Long Island, where most of us are based, besides Hunter, who's a trader.
I believe.
North Carolina, South Carolina, North Carolina.
North Carolina, yeah. I got family down here, and it was about time I left the island.
Oh, you want to actually afford to live? What the hell is that?
I know, right? You're on a struggle.
I didn't want to say that because I know a lot of people are still out here being very successful in New York. But for me, I was like, ooh.
I don't know. I was gonna say one thing. I don't know who Facebook. It came up on the comments. Facebook user. Hey. Oh, okay. I can't see it on my side. I was like, it just says Facebook user.
No, I just know it's Joe Ryan.
Okay.
It says Facebook user to everybody, but I know it's Joe Ryan.
Oh, okay.
So Joe is the newest member of Legendary Illustrations. He is my intern. He's my right hand man now.
Oh, well, congratulations! Nice to meet you, man.
Yeah, well, Joe, I mean, I'll send you the PDFs if you want, or physical issues. That you're part of the family now, and you're my intern, and I'm paying you in different ways, so you can have the books.
Yeah,
anyway,
there you go.
So, go ahead.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's been fun and joking about like our favorite stories. Like, it ended up not even being like our own story. It was like it's been consensus that You Got Heart's been the best book in it.
Yeah.
I talked to everyone.
But this says a lot about us. We're not competitive. We're not trying to outshine anybody. We're not threatened. We believe in what we're doing, so we're not threatened by somebody else's idea, and we're more than happy to promote and say that's a freaking wicked idea. Yeah, and that's part of the love of this anthology that we hope that you participate in and support, because we got enough people at each other's throats in this industry, and we're all we're together on this. We support each other. we want to support each other. We're going to support each other. And I don't know if this holds any weight. And forgive me, I don't mean this from an air of any authority or arrogance. I don't. But unfortunately, you guys, this is going to be your first published writing, so people don't know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you've read Tragedy and you feel, wow, this guy's a solid writer, the reviews on the Dynamics have been just as good. They're saying I can write. It's really good. So the point I'm trying to make is that means you may enjoy the Dynamics for the writing, but I enjoy the other books in this anthology. So if I want to attach myself to this with these people and they want to attach themselves to me, there's obviously a quality standard there.
Oh yeah.
You know, I've talked to James and Hunter about the stories they've developed and things they've done. Jason is lettering one of their books.
Yes.
So I've had a little insight, and they are good. They're clever. They're interesting. They're different takes. They're not average, and I really think that you should give it
Thanks.
a shot. I mean, we're at 21% funded, $548 with 8 backers. Very, very much thank you to all of you. Really appreciative. Um, this isn't about the money. If we make just enough money to fund and print, that's great.
Yeah, that's all
This
we
is
want.
about getting out there and seeing that you can trust us. We are able to write, and our books are solid. Trust in us. We're not selling the anthology, we're selling trust. We get that.
Yeah.
You work hard for your money, probably at a job you can't stand, and we're asking you to turn that money over to us.
It's
We
true.
understand the sacrifice. We
It's
also
true.
understand that you won't be disappointed.
Yeah.
And by the way, these are all first appearances. If
They
any of
are.
these books ever blow up, this is a limited print run. If any of these books ever blow up, hindsight could be a bitch.
Well, let's
Yeah.
say this: we have a screenwriter in here. He's writing a story. I'll just leave that there.
But think about it. Hindsight is a bitch, right? You throw
Yeah.
in $40 or $15 for PDF, but $40 you get the physical copy. You can get it CGC or whatever you want to do. But the point is,
Ooh,
if
you do
even
that.
one of these books hits it big, or one of these creators hits it big, you have a first appearance, a
Yeah.
rare first appearance. I mean, how many people would kick themselves that they didn't get that? What was that original? It was an ash can, or it was like a comic magazine. It was the first appearance of one of Rob Liefeld's characters, or something like that.
Oh,
Before
it was in the Marvel magazine. It was the first appearance of like how they did Cable and like Strife originally, how they
there you
looked.
go. And there was
Yeah.
one with Spawn too. There was one that had the first Spawn. Now, what would you do for that right now?
Hellboy's
Exactly.
one of those too.
Yeah, Hellboy was in Next Men. He started in Next Men. So,
Yep.
I mean, if it never becomes anything, what did you do? You spent money on some entertaining stories, no big deal, like
Yeah.
you did every other comic you buy every week.
Exactly.
What if it becomes a return on your investment?
Yeah.
What if?
And honestly, like as comic fans, this is kind of something, and you can see like the stuff we've backed on. Like well, you can see through my personal account. I've only backed 3 on my personal account. But I've done it. I like to buy stuff when I'm at shows. Only because I can see it right then and there, so I don't have to wait for shipping.
I've backed like almost 100. So
Yeah, I know.
You know, we care.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, or like, it's not like this isn't coming from people that are like, oh, I've never backed a project before in my life. I've never done, I've never like supported another indie artist or writer. Like, no, this is kind of where we go. No, we're putting our money where our mouth is, and we support those in our own community. And if nothing else, this helps. You may like one story in it, you may like every story in it, but it helps all of us, get a step closer to like achieving the big dream. And that's what this is. It's a dream, and it's to get that dream.
And this isn't about the money. This is about
No.
getting you to read. Just read what we're doing, and you tell us. We can take the honest feedback.
Yeah.
Well, Hunter can't, but
No.
I'm just kidding.
Well,
Just
he's
give
a
it to
millennial. It happens.
I'm my own critic, okay? I'll be looking at the scripts I'm writing, and I'm just like, man, these suck. And then James is like, these are good. And I'm like, as long whatever you say, man. I'm like, we say they're good.
Well, we're going to be our own worst critics.
Of
But at the
course.
end of the day, we understand that, people have different varying tastes, and that's why we have so many different takes on heroes in here.
Yeah, so many genres, subgenres.
There's something for everybody. There's subgenres of a horror supernatural. There's subgenres of family fun. There's subgenres of, manga. There's subgenres of, like teen spirited books. And there's genres of, like with Light Warriors. That's just like straight up badass superheroes, and team rosters. And then there's Cataclysm, which has a horror / humor / superhero feel to it. I mean, there's something for everybody, and you'll walk away saying, "Ooh, I want more of this." I'm sure.
Yeah. Plus, there's a lot of big monsters, and people love big monsters.
Is that what you're going for?
Well, we got 2. Phil's got 1. Cataclysm's got 1. We got big monsters.
Cataclysm, he fights a bunch. Did you see him fighting all those big bugs and shit?
Oh, many big monsters.
Yeah, I mean, and it's just, again, it's going to be what comics have lost, and that's fun and action and battles and energy. And, exposition is important, and there's going to be exposition in these books, but let's get back to some good old freaking fun when you flip that page, man.
Exactly. My camera died, but I think I'm still alive.
Yes, you're still on.
Okay, that's good.
I was in the middle of posting it on Twitter again. And that's the thing. Like the main part of this project has always been that it's the heart of it's hard for us as writers to kind of go out there and be like, hey, I want to write comic books and here's my writing stuff. It's hard. It's 100% hard to do that. We can't just be like, here's a notebook of everything I've written. Like, it doesn't work that way for us.
Right.
It's something that I've always, I've wanted to do for a very long time. I see this as a way of helping other writers too. One, it helps us kind of get to know each other better, and it doesn't matter what background you come from. And I've said this, and I've said this on our podcast, and I've said this at work. Comic books for everyone. Doesn't matter where you come from. Doesn't matter like your background, your skin color, your sex, your whatever. Doesn't matter. If you like Superman, you're still gonna like Superman at the end of the day.
And that's what brings us together.
Yes, this is.
You go to a convention. There's no politics, gender. No. There's none of this bullshit that they're throwing at us in the media. It's just we love these tales. We love these comics. That's it.
Yeah, it's kind of why there's a level of escapism when you write, but there's a part of it that there's an enjoyment that you get from someone else reading your story and how they react and how they, whether it's good or bad,
characters.
Right? Whether it's good or bad, because I've seen people like, again, we're not, and I've talked to you about this, Phil, outside of like this, and there are creators that get mad when you don't kiss their butt about how good their writing is. Like, it shouldn't be about that. It should be more about, like, hey, learning from what the criticism is.
It's not about your ego. It's about making the best book possible. And that's where your ego should be placed. I want the best book possible.
Exactly. And this is where I go, this is what this is. These are micro passion projects for people because of the limited space. You had to tell, like, it's funny. So one of the big things I learned while doing Unknown Heroes, especially the World of Nebulon, was, oh, cool, it's 10 pages. That's easy. Yeah, 10 pages is easy. But can you tell a story in 10 pages?
Oh, that was the toughest part.
That was nerve-wracking.
Yeah, because you want to show off, like, your writing skill, but you also want to show off, like, a completed story that isn't just 10 random pages. You want to show off, the artist, and you also want to have just enough substance inside of everything just for it all to be one complete package, It's essentially an ash can.
Yeah.
Each one's a preview of something to come.
Yeah. And that's the whole thing. The idea of having, like, all these creative teams come together and just go, hey, let's just write 10 let's write superhero stories and let's just go for it. And it's been fun. It's been like a weird blessing at the same time where like getting to work with Hunter for this and another project, working with Gaff at like in a professional level on a professional level instead of just being a fan. You know,
we're having him on the podcast.
yeah, exactly. You know, instead of like having him on a professional level, going, hey, this, and watching like your vision come alive in a very different way. And now you're at the final step for it to be in your hands. And the only way that works is for people to back it. And it's a weird kind of feeling. And I don't want people to feel like they're like pressured into getting something.
Right.
But I do believe that this is kind of worth it. It's not. I get it's not a. Greg, hey, what's going on? Sorry, I'm just looking at people. I'm looking at people coming into the chat.
Better late than never. What up, Greg? What up?
Getting into this and trying to build something for each and every one of them. This wasn't me going, I'm promoting Nebulon and I'm doing this for me and I'm only doing this for me and I'm just using like Phil. I'm just using these guys. Like, no, I wanted this to be everyone gets something from this. Everyone's building towards their dream, whether it's like mine and Hunter's first real published work. Right. It's the jumping on point for Phil to write a story for Dynamics. It's for everyone to kind of be like, look, it's there. It's my story.
By the way, Greg Johnston was one of the beta readers of Dynamics issue 1.
Awesome.
Awesome.
I'm going to put him on the spot. Honest truth. Whatever the honest truth is, I have faith that he liked the book. That I'm risking he could say it's not good right now. But Greg, please tell us in the chat what you thought of Dynamics issues 1 and 2.
Oh, you're at 2 already?
Yeah. Friggin' fun book. Was it well written? Was it well written? Were the characters lovable, relatable? I mean, what do you think? Be honest. Hey,
he just goes, no, not well written. Yeah. The characters are great, not well written. So he's got his chance to throw burns at Phil.
Whiplash, he's going to bed.
Good night.
Bye-bye, Whiplash.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to fix my camera again.
But you have to stay
so if I disappear, it's okay.
Hunter's singing to himself.
Yeah, he's been frozen forever. It's really funny. I've never seen this before where we didn't.
Yeah, but he's like, I'll be back.
And as I say that, there you go.
Yeah, it's well written and a lot of fun, except for that Phil guy. I told you. He's the worst character.
Well, here's a funny thing. Because I'm such a big mouth, my name is Decibel, and I have the powers of Banshee.
It's funny because normally, so I make a joke a lot on the podcast about self-insertion. That came out wrong.
Third time's the charm, right?
And then to see his face after you just.
Oh my god, that's even worse. Oh, that's the worst timing, Hunter.
Yeah, he looked like there was a little self-insertion.
Yeah. But yeah, when writers self-insert themselves into writing, you can do it right, or you can do it the proper way, or you can do it the wrong way. And I won't name names because that's not what this is for. But
right.
And when you see Dynamics, it's not that. It's kind of like, this is my family. Of course, it's your family, but it's not your family type of thing. But it's like you've taken your aspects of yourselves and you made that. You've made it more prominent.
But I can also poke fun at myself in doing it.
Exactly.
There's no ego or narcissism here. It's taking the silly parts of me, along with the bad parts and the good parts, and throwing in it, because you know what? That's what humans are, and that's what writing should be, is realistic as much possible. And even though it's a fantastical world, you want to create characters that are real.
Yes.
Yes. Because that's how you relate.
Yes.
And you can't root for a character if you can't relate. So
it's true.
Greg Johnston said it was well written, a lot of fun, except that Phil guy. So thank you for the backhanded compliment. But you know what? The book is good. So.
But he knows that. We all know.
Yeah.
Like, is it though? Sorry about that. I'm just sharing the video one more. I'm sharing the video again.
I'm actually.
I just gotta make sure it's not on sound.
Phil Phil, for everybody who's here now, do you want to throw the trailer back on?
Yeah, I was about to do that actually.
Rock and roll.
All right. If you trust me as a writer because you've been backing tragedy, trust me when I tell you you'll enjoy this anthology. It was fun to read. Phil did not tell me that it was his family before the read, but you pick it up right away. His mom is a pisser in the book and in real life.
I love your mom.
There you go. Well, you know what her power is? She's
What
kind
is
of
her
like
power?
Arnak. She's an awesome fighter, and she can see the weakness in anything.
Oh,
She can
that's
see the
awesome.
weak point in a wall. She could see the weak, like she could tell that you had a surgery on your shoulder, or that your left is not as strong as your right. She could tell, what your weakness is. Someone tries to mug her in issue 2, and she sees the weakness in the gun, and she pulls in one swift move. She dismantles the gun with one hand and beats the hell out of 2 thugs, and she's 72. I mean,
Is she the nitpicker?
yeah, it's great, man. It's fun. And then she like hits her, she's like, shame on you for robbing an old lady after she just kicked their ass. It's just fun. So all right, let's check this out. Here's the Unknown Heroes Anthology trailer. And here we are, October, guys. Let's go.
Hell
It's
yeah.
game time.
We're almost at a quarter of the way there.
Let's go.
Yeah, man. And here, quick, while we're throwing trailers up, if you guys don't mind, one more time.
Yeah.
Yep, go ahead.
There you
Abs
go.
on Hulkopotamus. I dream of those abs.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a fun ride for all of us. I'm excited about this. You go into a Kickstarter and you never know what you're going to get. You don't know what to expect. I know that this is your first Kickstarter, but I don't care how many you have. It's kind of like when you're a live performer. No matter how many times you perform, before every show you get a knot in your stomach. So you hope for the best. We didn't go over the stretch goals. If we hit 2,000, we get these stickers by Rob Powers, A Cataclysm, and Tales from Nerosville from Knuckles Upper Studios, which is Jason Meadows. So you're gonna get the 2 stickers when we unlock 2K. if we get to 5K, you're going to get this really cool print of Little Mighty, my 8-year-old daughter, standing in front of Hulkopotamus, and it has the quote from oh my God, why the hell he wrote Huck Finn and Tom Sawyer? Oh my God,
Mark Twain.
Mark Twain. Thank you. Said it. And it says, I mean, look at that picture, and it says it's not the size of the dog in the fight, but the size of the fight in the dog.
Hell yeah.
And that'll be a comic size print that you'll get if we hit 5K. If we hit 8K, we're going to get these double prints of your character designs of your protagonist and your antagonist.
Yes.
Which is really cool. Which, again, that's a great collector's item, especially if the book blows up. You're going to have like these character design prints, rare. Yes. And then if we hit 10K by some amazing, somehow miraculous thing, you're going to get a comic size print of the cover that will be coming up.
Yes.
For World of Nebulon.
Yes. It's the fun cover swipe of the helmet covers from. Yes, she's back. She was supposed to be sleeping. That didn't happen. And she dropped the pacifier.
Oh, no.
Go ahead and get it, bud.
Back to what you were saying about the helmet variant. Yeah, so that is one of the 2 variants we have for that coming up. So you'll get the Kaiju Man variant in there.
Cool.
Yeah.
And here is the studio cover by Ricardo Silva with colors by, oh my God, February Ferdian did the colors. Okay, good. February Ferdian. That's my mom right there. It actually looks a lot. That's me. I actually look a little thinner now. That's my wife and my kids. And there's Taki, who's transporting the heart.
It's your other kid.
The Tales from Nero'sville characters. Here is your antagonist and protagonist. And then here is the White Scarlet.
Yep.
And then there is Cataclysm and his sidekick. I forgot his name.
Cat.
No, Cat, short for Cataclysm. His something with an M. I can look up top.
Mini-Me.
And then there's Rod Ramos cover, if you're interested. Okay, we got Light Warriors and Cataclysm and Tales from Nero'sville and White Scarlet and Taki again from You Got Heart, and we got World of Nebulon, and we've got that Zeus-looking mofo, Phil.
I still love the fact that you have like a beard in one cover and a beard not in the other.
But I didn't ask him to correct it and change it because I just thought it was a cool, change, difference in the cover.
Of course.
So, different aesthetic.
Sorry, my daughter's now talking.
Fine. And again, this is just to show a sample. These are not for sale, and it says it below, not for sale. Sample of Ricardo Silva art to show what quality you get with pledging on the OA tier. You can get an 11x17, any full character with background inked of your choice by Ricardo, and this is the level of talent you'll get for $165. And I want to reiterate though, unfortunately though, we're not accepting requests for creator-owned IPs. Sadly, some people will turn it into a cover, and cover rates are different, and that's a whole different legal thing. Yeah. So we'll do fan art, but we cannot do creator-owned IPs. So, but we can do fan art of any kind. Power Rangers, Ninja Turtles, whatever. It could be the clown from It, whatever you want.
And that's just really cool. It's a very special tier that we did for this. And I think, did you do this for Tragedy 1?
I do it on every Tragedy campaign. Yeah. He usually gets a lot of them.
Yeah, so I think it's a kind of a cool, unique tier. Only because like you get to see, and it's a lot. Sorry, it allows as a backer to get something very unique and something that's yours.
Right.
That's not normally offered.
And there's it's limited to 10 only, and 1 has been done already. So we've got 1 out there. We've got 9 left. Can we get to $1,000 within the first 24 hours? That would be awesome.
That would be fantastic.
Get going. Yeah.
Who's Roberto? Craig. Do you mean Ricardo?
Oh man.
But
You're
also
a mess.
Roberto.
You're a mess. You're a mess. Anyway.
The baby.
I know.
I know.
Oh, let's see, baby Veronica. Hi, Veronica. Hi.
She's supposed to be sleeping.
She knows Daddy's not sleeping, so she's not sleeping.
She's supposed to be sleeping too.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna wrap this up in a minute. So listen,
Yes.
We've got Unknown Heroes going on. Tell us about the comic store and your podcast.
All right, so we'll do the comic store first. I'm the manager of Android's Amazing Comics in Sable, New York. They've been in our current location for 8 years, but we've been in Sable for 38. It's been fun. I started off as a part-timer, and now I'm a manager. It showcases my love of comics. It feeds my addiction. No, honey, mom's asleep. It's kind of everything I wanted. It's my first step towards my big dream, and I've loved it ever since. Anthony's major owner. It's the owner. He's been a major mentor to me through everything that I've been there. It's been great working for him, and the store's awesome. We cover new books, old books, trades. We have a website, androidscomics.com. You can buy key books, slabs, and all that on there. It's been fun. And Hunter, do you want to cover the podcast?
Yeah, sure. So Android's Amazing Podcast spun out of the idea of being at the store with you. When I first started working there, me and you have always been bouncing back ideas about doing podcasts by ourselves. And then when we finally met up together, it was just like a match made in heaven. We're just like, we're doing a podcast. We're going to get this going. We're 166 episodes right now. So we've been doing this for a couple of years now. We have the 3 seasons of artwork, which I posted up for National Podcast Day over on our Instagram. It's a pop culture, comic book based podcast where each and every week we cover a different topic, and we cover the books that come out on the comic book day of every week.
Yeah.
And also news, because you can't not talk about comic book news. There's so much these days, especially with Comic-Con coming up.
Very cool. Yeah, I'll be at Comic-Con. I'll be selling up in small press on Saturday and Sunday at booth 1941.
Nice. I'll be there Sunday.
Yeah. And I'll be walking around Thursday, Friday.
Cool.
Awesome. James will be walking around New York Comic-Con as well.
So, yes. Greg, you're welcome to buy some more art. You could buy the book and get an art here from Ricardo. Feel free, bud.
Yeah. Happy John Green Arrow. That's fun.
He backs and spends a lot and everything. So I'm just kidding, Greg. Don't get it if you're not interested.
No. Again, we do want to thank everyone that's at all the live streams with us in the audience. That stayed up with us on Tuesday night to do this. I'm sorry about that. I had to work. It's Tuesday.
I was working.
I was doing that other live launch anyway, so I needed time to actually get some dinner.
You have to eat, right? But and thanks to everyone that reached out. You check out me and Hunter on Andrew's Amazing Podcast every Wednesday. If you guys, for this episode, we're hopefully taking the audio from this, and this will be the episode itself.
We do have a chunky hour and a half of reviews and news. So you're still getting a good episode, even if we can't get this audio in.
Yes. But yeah, we talk about everything. So check that out if you're looking for a cool kind of like driving and listen to podcast. If you want to listen to two dudes kind of bitch and moan sometimes about nonsense. Honey, can you not spit at me?
Don't worry. She'll spit at you when she's a teenager too.
Yeah, she's been on the podcast before also. So even when she was my wife was pregnant, she was on there.
Stay tuned for the Ronnie episodes.
Yeah. Because when I do Archie, she'll be on it. That's where she gets the name from. If you didn't know, I'm a comic book nerd. My daughter's name is Veronica Hope.
If you didn't know.
My daughter's name is Veronica from Archie Comics and Hope from X-Men. So yeah, I went hard for this one. But yeah, you check us out on Andrew's Amazing Podcast. You can go to that Instagram, Andrew's Amazing Podcast, the Twitter, Andrew's Amazing. You can follow Unknown Heroes on Twitter at Unknown Heroes KS, where we kind of post stuff, page samples, all that fun stuff. Do 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 baby shark, do 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 baby shark, do 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 baby shark. Don't worry. My daughter will too.
All right, thank you, sweetie.
Um,
I'm not the hippopotamus, Hugh. Get out of here.
but check us out on Twitter. Check out the Instagram if you have Instagram for Unknown Heroes. It's Unknown Heroes Anthology on Instagram. And yeah, we'll
quick.
post it.
Sorry. Go say Little Mighty says goodnight.
Little Mighty says goodnight.
Good night.
Sorry, guys.
It's all good, man. That's what it's all about. We do it for these guys.
It's about
No, we want to teach them that they can live their dream if they bust their ass and go.
That's
for
what it is. There is a comic coming out maybe sometime next October that me and Hunter are working on. That's being published.
Pay attention to the back of that book because we may be able to show what we're working on. Maybe.
Yes.
By the way, real quick, after the live stream, stay backstage because there's a couple things I want to talk to you about.
Yeah, of course. And that's pretty much it for us. Hunter, anything?
No, be sure to check out our podcast. Be sure to support this Kickstarter, Unknown Heroes, and just be on the lookout for every creative team in there. We're all putting out books all the time. Phil's got one, we one, Rod's got one, everyone's got one. So just pay attention.
All right, so I'll try to get through this fast because I have a Kickstarter for the next 6 months. Anyway.
You do.
So here's the deal. We've got Unknown Heroes Anthology going on right now, the premiere of the Dynamics, as well as 6 other awesome titles, including World of Nebulon. After that, in November, I have the Legendary Illustrations art book campaign, and we have art books from everybody.
Ooh,
That's actually
fun.
Listen, I'm just saying.
Honey.
I'm just saying.
That's dope.
Wait,
Who did that?
Will
Plyden.
Plyden is my artist that I represent from Australia. These are paintings. This guy's like Alex Ross level, man. And then you got
Did he do the cover for your short story?
Yes, he did the cover for my
Nice.
story. We have some prints of that.
That's
too. But
gorgeous.
anyway,
He draws a Batman.
he draws a great everything. You got Kenny Calderon. Look at that Riddler. Yeah, he was in here. Riddler. Just to give you samples real quick. I don't want to be honest. Rob Howard, Dev Shogun. He does mashups all the time.
Yes. Follow his Instagram. If you love art.
In here. Wolverine, Ghost Rider.
Nice.
You got tons of mashups. These are 50-page thick books, guys. All right, comic floppies. Ricardo Silva. Again, just showing you the kind of quality you get.
That's good.
All right, we got other. Look at Rod Ramos.
Yeah.
You know, and, Carlos Ramos, not related. So, and we have Bill Lutz. So we've got that going on in November. We just got approved for the Kickstarter, put the page together. It's ready to go.
Nice.
I'm fulfilling Tragedy 4 soon. As soon as we get the money from Kickstarter, you guys are going to get Tragedy 4 soon. Then in December, my short story prose book will be on Kickstarter for 3 weeks only in December.
Really?
3 weeks only, and then it goes to Amazon. I'll go through Amazon Publishing.
Nice.
January will be the debut of this little kid here and the rest of the family in Dynamics, which you will see in this anthology series. If you buy right now, how cool it is. You go get it in January. February has Tragedy issue 5, and that's where a ton of stuff comes to a head in that issue, and the first story arc is resolved. Then we get the Tragedy trade paperback collected volume. Let me backtrack. The following month is the premiere of my book illustrated by Will Playton called Withered, and it is based on the first short story in my prose book. And let me give you a little teaser. What if time wasn't what you thought it was? What if it wasn't a construct? What if it wasn't a measurement? What if it was actually a benevolent being that imprisoned God and is draining your life force over 80 years to sustain itself? And it has demons in its army, and Beelzebub, Lucifer, whatever you want to call him, is his general. While God is in prison, they are taking over. And angels, archangels Michael, Raphael, and Gabriel are all that stand between that and humans becoming oblivion, going to oblivion and being eaten by this thing. All right?
That sounds great.
That's actually going to be an ongoing. And then I've got the collected trade paperback 5 issues of Tragedy with a lot of extras, and on the back, a traditional manga version of Tragedy issue 1. And that's Willow Publishing. And then we got more stuff coming. So just check it out. Greg Johnson read Withered as far as, hold on 1 second. Read Withered in the prose book. And I'm going to send him as a beta reader the Withered 5 issues that I've written so far of the comic. I'm a writing machine, guys.
Yeah.
26 issues of Tragedy written, 5 of Withered, 2 of Dynamics. I've written some one-shots for characters spinning off from Tragedy. I'm not playing. I'm hungry and I'm passionate, and I want you to come along for the ride, but you've got to support for us to keep doing this. And it starts with this anthology right here. Whether it's the Dynamics or World of Nebulon or Tales from Neurosville or Light Warriors or Cataclysm or The Correction of White Scarlet or You Got Heart, it starts right here. So back this anthology, give us some love, show us your support, give us your trust, and we'll make sure you don't regret it.
Exactly.
Love you. Sleep well, sweet.
See.
She's a teenager already. Jesus Christ. So, listen, people tell me they hear the passion in my voice when I talk about what I'm doing. That's what's missing from the industry right now, the main publishers. There's no passion for what they're doing.
It's true.
But you know what? You can tell when there is, though. Guys like Donnie Cates who are writing these good stories, that's where the passion is. You know they care about the characters and doing something new and refreshing and interesting. That's why you got to give indie a shot.
Exactly.
We care. We care. We're struggling. We're pushing hard, man. We're fighting for every dollar, every reader. If you want to try this anthology and you don't have $40 for the physical book, $15 gets you 80 pages of a PDF. $15.
Exactly. And it's yours. You have to. It's really yours. There's no backup server that copy there.
It's yours. You have the file, and you can download it to any device anytime you want. You're on your train ride, commute to work, pop that bad boy in, and you read it. And I'm telling you, we also have the original art here. We've got something for everybody. We've got 2 covers. And remember, when you support these books, you're supporting the entire team of artists, editors, writers, inkers, pencilers, cover artists, letterers. You're making people's dreams come true. You're helping us teach our children that if you reach out with both hands and you grab life and you work hard for it, you can have the things you want. But we need your help. Share and pledge, please. Right? Tell them, Veronica. She's so cute. Tell her, Veronica. Tell them. Say, yeah, pledge. Yeah, teach her that word, pledge.
Pledge. Honey.
She has all the baby money that she's going to throw at it.
Yes.
She's waving high. Look at her. She's so cute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
man.
That's my spiel, and I'm sticking to it. All right, guys. I'm glad that we are doing this adventure. We're going on this adventure together. I hope that we fund. I hope that this does well.
Okay, there we go.
So please, guys, don't wait. Go pledge. They do not collect your money until the end of the campaign. That's 29 days from now. You don't have to wait for payday. You know you're gonna have some paydays this month. So
Yeah.
you can even pledge for the PDF, and if you want to upgrade later on, upgrade.
And that's the whole thing. There is an option to upgrade. There's you want both covers. Like you think you want one cover right now, another one's upgrade later.
You can also pledge without a reward as well. If you just want to support us and what we're doing, and you don't have enough for the PDF or the hardcover, the church, just give us what you can.
This here does not. This is not a fixed number. Just so you know, it doesn't require you to pledge $10 if this thing shares. Hang on, I don't know why I didn't. Talking about what Hunter was mentioning, what Hunter was talking about. See this first tier? It says pledge without reward. That number can be changed to whatever you want. $1,
Yes.
$15, $1,000. But my point is, you don't. It's not $10. You want to pledge $1. Show some support. We are appreciative and grateful for anything.
Yes, we are. And again, this is been a past project for all of us. I think. I'm trying to work the best way I can. This has been the one of the biggest projects we've done. At least for me and Hunters. And Phil's been running Kickstarter for the last like year and a half. But I really do think everyone here, and I know everyone here, especially all the writing teams, what's their butt to give it's to do this. And this kind of it's a passion project. And I know it doesn't come out of me like Phil does, because Phil is huge passion.
I'm just a very animated man.
Yeah. You're fit. You could be a dictator. It's easy. But I think that's what this is. I think this has become more of. This is more just to support independent people. There is a rise, and I understand there is a rise of independent publishers and stuff like that. But it's just because you can print the story doesn't mean it's good. This is where you get this. This is where you get to sample things instead of going to a store and go on the shelf. Let me buy this, and this, and this, and it's a 24-page stories. Right. You get a cool kind of sample. It's like getting the appetizer sampler at like Chili's.
One convenient package.
Yeah, without the heartburn. Man,
you got the triple dipper.
Yeah, it's delicious.
You got 10 backers, $648. Thank you.
Woo!
Thank you.
That's only been open for a couple hours. That's awesome.
Yeah. Again, I want to thank everyone. Hold on one second. Wow. Hunter, if you can get the message in the tweet, please.
Message in the tweet.
Yeah, the Twitter message. I couldn't. Thank you, Christina.
Thank you, Christian.
Christian, sorry. I'm like leaning, like looking at my phone in that. But yeah, they everyone here. I have some of the other writers and the artist on a Twitter message right now that couldn't be here. Blake's in California, so he was working his time, which would be our time. So that's why he wasn't able to be on here. Right. But we're just trying to update. I'm trying to update him at the same time with this stuff. Because you're live. I'm like, yeah, I told you we'd be live around this time. I'm like, no, not 9 o'clock your time, 9 o'clock our time. Because 9 o'clock, like his time would be 12 o'clock our time.
Yeah, he's over in Cali.
So like, no, dude, like we're not launching at midnight. not all of us are young and can sleep in.
Yeah, really.
I'm like, no, dude, I gotta be up.
That little precious one, you're not getting.
She gets up, dude. She sleeps through the night, but she gets up at 7 o'clock every day on the dot.
Wow.
Like because that's when my wife starts getting ready. So she hears her, gets up, and it's like, I'm ready. I'm like, no, you're not. Go back to sleep. God, go back to sleep. But and it's what it is. Like I do this for her. I was telling this to my wife. So a little personal story about myself. My wife finished college. She has 2 degrees, one in teaching, and one in nursing. and I didn't finish college. I met my wife in college. We've been together. Yes, mommy. 12 years now. We've been together 12 years now. We've been married almost 3, and Ronnie's almost 1. And came a part when we were like for the wedding and getting the house and stuff like that. It was more of like I kind of felt down. I felt bad because my wife did all this stuff in college. I never finished college. I dropped out. And I work retail. I love my job. I love my job from the bottom of my heart. I couldn't ask for a better boss. I couldn't ask for a better atmosphere to work in. But I look at my daughter and I'm like, I want to prove to her that I can do something big. I can put my name out there. I can do something. And you don't need a big fancy college degree. You don't need, all this stuff. And it doesn't matter what the world tells you. It doesn't matter your background. Like, it doesn't matter if you came from nothing. You can still do something as long as you're passionate about it, as long as you care about it. And this is for me. This is for her. I want to prove to her that it doesn't matter, that you're, mixed race. It doesn't matter that you come from a poor background. It doesn't matter because you can still achieve, your dreams. It doesn't matter. And that's kind of why I really did Unknown Heroes. It's for her. It's everything I do for her. It's my legacy to her. Like I'm not going to be this big rich dude, or like she can't turn around when she's old and like, oh, my dad graduated from this college and this, and he, he's a doctor. Like, no, my dad works at a comic book shop and writes comics books for a living. I want her to be proud of me. Sorry, hold on. That's what it is. I want her to be proud of me, and I can't leave her behind. I don't want to leave her nothing besides a comic book collection, thousands and thousands of books long. I want her to look at it and be like, my dad did this. That's my dad's name on that book. That's what this is for me. It's my love letter to my daughter. It's my love letter to a medium that has helped me through very dark times. It's my love letter to my friends and my family that support me, that didn't look down on me when I didn't finish college. That supported me as I chose to work at taking a pay cut to go work at a comic book shop part-time. That everyone that stood behind me through everything. And this is for them, this is to kind of show them like, this is what everything they've done for me. This is kind of my way to pay them back by going, look, for all your support, this is what your support got you. Supporting me got me here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what this is for me. So.
All right, cool. And I can totally understand and relate, my friend. And I would add in that, a lot of fathers we put in, and mothers, we put writing on the wall about dream big, blah, blah, blah. No, do big. Yeah. Don't dream big, do big. We want to show our kids that you can embrace this life, in a way that maybe we didn't.
Yeah.
And you can have the life you love and want if you just work hard, work smart, and just follow your heart.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you sharing that story. It was,
dude, of course.
Great.
Yeah, Phil, you're a big inspiration for us, man. When we first started doing our comic book works, you were yelling at us. You come in every week and you'd be like, where's your freaking book? What are you guys doing?
You guys kept talking about it, but you weren't getting anything done. And I'm like, there is no tomorrow. What are you doing?
Like, yelled at us. Like, we're both working. Stranger.
And I told you, that's no excuse. You find a time. You just do what you got to do. You get it out there.
Yeah, it's this has been fun. It's that's an awesome quote. Like, dedication, passion, live the dream. It's true. And this is what this is. I wish I can sum up like all the emotions that we've gone through creating this, like the stupid like little like arguments that me and Hunter have gotten into just over like working together, from being friends. We went from being coworkers to being friends to then like being partners on this project and other things. And it's like, it's funny, like getting to know him and like getting to like watch him, like, because he was younger than me.
Get to pick
he
my
was
brain.
was younger than me. Like he all of a sudden got older.
Hello, Shani.
Yeah, exactly. Like, watching him grow up and going from the kid that I worked that was a customer of mine to being a friend of mine to watching him get married and then us being business partners and stuff like that. It's been fun. It's been awesome for me and him, and I can at least talk to my part about building Nebulon and writing this Nebulon. And it's funny when I told him, like, hey, I'm doing an anthology, so pick a story we're doing. And he's like, well, what about this? I'm like, yeah, giant monster things. Cool.
Because we have so many ideas that we just text each other like this idea, and I'm like, cool, add it to the list. This
It
idea,
really
awesome,
is.
throw it in the document. Let's
It
world
has
build.
been like 7 a.m. text, 2 a.m. text going, hey, I had this comic book idea, and this is like the 3-sentence idea. I'll flush it out in the morning. I'll text you. I'll talk to you later.
I love doing that. I have so many 3-sentence ideas.
And then also, like, I'm reading a text, and my wife's like, who are you texting at 2 a.m? It's Hunter. Oh, okay.
Okay, the work husband.
Yeah, exactly.
But you guys gel and you have the chemistry, and it shows in what you're producing, and the successes that are on the way. So
It helps that we like a lot of the same style of books. It's not like we like the same exact genres or we like the same exact writers. It's just we like a lot of the same themes in writing as well. Because we don't just write things for like the sake of action or the sake of comedy. We like to have each story have a meaning into it, and you're going to get that a lot next year with the book that we can't talk about. And then with Nebulon, even once this, you can see a little bit of what we're trying to talk about with our theming in World of Nebulon, just the 10 pages. We hint at it a little bit, but once we get into the meat and potatoes of Nebulon, it is going to be gut-wrenching at points.
Yes.
So we are hoping to kind of expand our horizons as well, because I'm a big comedy guy, and you can see in a lot of the dialogue I write, it's like punchy and jokey and fun. I'm a big fan of Spider-Man, Flash, and Nightwing, so that really shines through with like some quippiness that I throw in there. But then James comes in with some of the heavier themes, and then we start riffing back and forth, and we got a lot of crazy stuff coming up, and a lot of stuff that hopefully will kind of exude the emotion that we are putting into it.
Yeah. Do you guys want to wrap this up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still frozen, but
all right, guys, stay backstage for a minute. I'm not going to be long, but I do want to talk to you about
No problem. Jason, thank you for being on this project. Also, I see your comment. Dude, thank you. I wish you were on the actual live stream, but dude, check out Jason's book. I follow Jason on social media. Tales in Nearsville. Again, if you like Titans, Jason's your guy. Again, thank you, Jason, for being on the project. And again, thanks for everyone that was on this live stream. And Phil, you want to wrap this up for us?
Yeah, the hell with Jason. It could have been better if we had somebody else. But regardless, Jason, listen.
We're all backing Jason right now.
I'm saying this with the utmost sincerity. He says he's too pretty, and I'm jealous. Jason is a professional. He's a pro's pro. He's always looking to do better, be better the next day than he was the day before. He's easy to work with.
I tried to wait and I forgot to frozen.
He doesn't just meet deadlines. He's ahead. He's just, the man's a workhorse. He has a great work ethic. He's my friend first and foremost. But he is a guy you want to work with. Believe me. And he's a very talented letterer, and he's very affordable, which I happen to rep.
We can tell from a project that we're working on with you.
Yeah. But, I mean,
quick, efficient, and mwah.
I mean, he's lettered Brent Peoples, who did the Chinese Superman. He did Major X and other books. His book, he's doing tragedy. He's done Charles W. Morgan's Cold Cutter. He's done a bunch of books, and he's very talented. He's very affordable, but his work ethic, the guy's reliable. I mean, in an industry that could be full of some flakes, this guy is a pro's pro. So I tease him a lot because him and I come from that generation that you bust the chops of the people you like the most, and you say anything bad about Jason, I'll fight you. Having said that, I'm going to roll this out by saying we have $698 and 11 backers, and we've only been at this about an hour and a half. So we're very grateful to you. We sincerely are, because we are hungry, aspiring creators and artists just trying to find our place in this industry that is full of niches and elites.
Yeah.
And we know that we're not just selling the product, but we're selling trust. Trust
Yes.
that your hard-earned money at that job that you may not even like is going to a book that is quality. And I really stand by it. So please, even if it's just a PDF for $50, give it a shot, because I don't think you'll be disappointed. And what's the worst case scenario? How much do you spend on alcohol? How much do you spend on cigarettes?
A lot.
How much do you spend on crap? How much did you spend on that Happy Meal that's clogging your arteries, or that Starbucks coffee that they spelled your name wrong?
12
Just
bucks.
one of those. Just forego one of those, and give eight indie creators a step closer to their dream. That's all I'm asking. Thanks
Thank
for
you, Phil.
joining in with us. Thanks for tuning in and hanging with us. I am going to ask you to keep looking at my page and Hunter's page and James' page for updates. Especially, I have a lot going on with Philbo Publishing, and
Yes.
James and Hunter have a lot of projects that are going to be coming up in the new year. So please follow us, friend us. We're easily reachable.
Yes.
You know, we're just average Joes like everybody else. So we love the community. We love the camaraderie. We love talking, as you can see. So please reach out to us and follow and friend us. And on that note, I'm going to leave you with what I always leave you with. Be legendary and have fun storming the castle.